Hi friends, welcome back to our channel Ananas. I'm Nikita. We hope our last video on income tax returns in Germany for couples was of some help to you. And today we want to share with you our entire experience till now about getting driving license here in Germany. Well, both of us, I and my husband, have driving license from India. So, and also driving experience of more than 10 years in India. And as far as driving in Europe is concerned, we've done that only twice, that as well on vacation, once in Portugal and once in Malta. And before I get on with this, I'd also like to clarify first thing, you can drive with your Indian driving license in Germany, but only until 6 months after your arrival, and after that, you will need a German driving license. Second thing, or even after 6 months, if you are visiting any other country in Schengen area, you can use your Indian driving license if that is permitted to rent a car and drive there. So you can check very well before your travel plans about that. Now coming back to our main topic, conversion of Indian driving license to German driving license. That's also called Umschreibung here. So I'll quickly share with you all the steps that we had to go through in our case. Mainly, we can categorize all these steps into four main steps. First thing, you need to get yourself registered at the local transport authority. That's also called Fahrerlaubnisbehörde, from your city council, from the Bürgerdienste of your city. That would be the first thing to get yourself registered. Second thing, after that, you need to get yourself registered at your driving school. Then you need to give your theory exam, pass that, and then give your practical exam and pass that. Let's get into a little bit detail. So before you want to register at the local transport authority, even before you are trying to get an appointment there, you need to have basic prerequisites with you. So what are those? First thing, you need to have your original driving license translation along with the classification. You need to have your first aid certificate, first aid course certificate that you've done, and a valid eye test. These are the documents along with all other documents that are required at the time of appointment for your registration at this Fahrerlaubnisbehörde. So better get it done before you try to get an appointment as well. How does this look like? So this driving license translation, we use this service from ADAC for our translation. They translated in German and they also gave the classification, which is really important here. And it costed around 60 euros per person, so 120 for both of us. It took around 1 to 2 weeks, 1 week for me and 2 weeks for my husband. There was some issue with the name or something, so that's why it took a little bit longer. And then certificate of first aid course. For me it looked something like this. I would recommend to do it properly. If you have not done it in the past, it really helps. It comes handy, and not just in scenarios of driving or transportation, but also in daily life. So it helps. And I would also recommend to have this done in advance. Uh, Book it. There are many options available in all the major cities, and sometimes you can also find some courses in English. I did it in German. I could understand it then, but pick up whatever helps you. Then a valid eye test. So you can get this from any of the opticians, recognized opticians, as well as ophthalmologists. I got it free, cost and loss, but it can be charged up to 10 euros. Now, registering, after you have all of these documents, registering at the local transport authority. So you need to book an appointment from the website, and these websites are different for each city. And there are only certain slots available, and they are also not available at every day, at every time. So you need to keep on checking, and it can be a lengthy process. For us, it took somewhere around 2 weeks to get an appointment, and we observed that most of the time on Wednesdays and Thursdays we would see new slots, that to morning 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, but it worked for us that way. anyways, after booking an appointment, you will receive a confirmation email with the following list of documents. And these documents, I have taken the screenshot from my email. I'll just go through all of the documents once quickly. So first thing is your Ausweis document, your resident permit would help there. Second thing, your ausländische Führerschein, which is your original driving license. Then a biometric photo. Then your first aid course certificate. Then your eye test certificate. Now here you can see this next document that asks for Bescheinigung über den Tag der ersten Einreise in Deutschland. So that means that they need some certification about the day when you actually arrived here in Germany. For me, my resident permit worked here. I also had my passport along with me, but they really did not ask about that. Now, this driving license translation we had already seen from this ADAC. Now, you also need to have your driving school name ready before you go for this appointment. You need to give your driving school and you will be registered along with that. So that's important. And then if you need to get it changed, then there is whole another process. So better get it right at the moment. And then you need to pay the fee, 43,90 euros, and it can be paid by cash or ITSI card. Yeah. Now, during this appointment, you'll be asked about which driving license class you would want to have. For like driving a normal car, that would be class B. That was for us. You would be asked if you would want to do it manual or automatic. So they usually speak in German and they would ask mit oder ohne Schaltung. So whatever you would want to have. And you might be asked to submit original driving license. For me, I could not submit it at that moment because I had this vacation coming up and I had to rent this car. So for me, they accepted. But then for my husband, it was a bit of hassle and it took a bit until they accepted. But yeah, it depends. Like if it does not matter, then you can submit it. After this, you can also go and register yourself at your driving school. So all of these questions that I have noted down, these are the questions that should be asked in your first meetings while you are researching for your driving schools, and that should definitely be done before you have done this appointment, so that you are already you have decided which driving school you would want to go to. And how, so these are not the questions per se, but then this would be the topic, whether you just want to go only for driving license for cars, which they call PKW, or also for motorbikes, and what would be the fee structure here, how many driving hours approximately. Well, no one actually answers that, but then you just get an idea when you talk about it more, that how it is structured here, and if it is possible that they pick up and they drop you for your practical driving hours at your chosen place. And also, like how long does it take to book to get a slot for theory exam, for practical exam, so you just have an idea how long your entire process is going to take. And important thing, that it is possible to bargain. I unfortunately did not, but then many of our friends have done that. So yeah, it's up to your skills. After you have registered yourself at the local transport authority, you need to register yourself at your driving school. So they recommend you to get it done within a week or so. And yeah, well, it's already, you have discussed, it's just a formality, but then it needs to get done. You need to sign this contract. Well, these are the fees charged by our driving school. Registration around 99 euros, and learning material we took. That's nothing but access to an app, Fahrerlaubnisbehörde app. It really helps, it's helpful, and that costed around 50 euros for us. Now, both of these registrations that you see for theory exam and practical exam, so these vary as per the school. It depends, and for us it costs so much. There are schools where it costs lesser, much lesser. So yeah, better do your research beforehand. Then charges per driving session, and every driving session would be 2 sessions of 45 minutes each. That would be 90 minutes. for one driving session. So for every 45 minutes, it costs around 55 euros. And there would be, of course, special driving session, which would be on Autobahn and during night. How does it look like? And that costs around 60 euros. Also, if we don't cancel it on time, then this would be the charge that we need to pay. So yeah, these are our quittings where you can see that we paid everything. And this would be your test result of theory exam. Here, as I pointed at the arrow, that bestanden, that means yes, we've passed that test. So you would get it immediately right after you have completed all the questions and submitted the test. So this is very important. Unless you have this, you cannot have your practical exam. Now, these are some of the recommendations from our side. We think it really helps if you have some basic knowledge of German and basic vocabulary related to driving, while most of the appointments that you would be doing and even your practical exam would be in German. So it's good that you can have your theory exam in any language which you would want. There are some good 10 to 13 languages available. But then, yeah, for practical, it's important to know. You can bargain, as we've already discussed, but bargaining is only at the driving school. Also, for theory exam, what really helped us, because there is this question bank of around 1100, 1200 questions which you need to practice. So, and it's a lot, but then it helps when you have your theory exam date booked and then you start preparing for it. It takes around good 1 to 2 weeks, and it really helps if you have done all the questions like 3 to 4 times, 4 to 5 times. So you just know it really well at the time of exam. And when you start practical your this driving lessons, then you, before that, you can watch this driver camps videos in Fahrerlaubnis app, you if you have, because that really helps. It's very clearly explained, all the nitty-gritties and everything. And it's a process. It might take minimum 2 to 3 months, but it can go up to 5 months. For us, it has been 2.5 months right now, and both of us have passed our theory exam and doing our practical lessons and waiting for our practical exam. So we'll see how it goes and we'll share with you further. Here, sharing just a final glimpse of all these steps. Maybe you can just take a screenshot of this for your help. But then we did it in this order. Many of them, they interchange it in the sense that many of them would start their driving lessons before they have given their theory exam. And it works, it really helps. So it depends how it goes. But for me, it was like this. And we'll share the result with you, of course. So until then, take care of yourselves. Goodbye, and we'll see you again soon. Bye bye.